Pascal Stevenson. I play in the bands Moaning and Fashion Club. Today I'm going to show off some different pedal combinations with the Prophet 6 from Sequential. That sound is kind of inspired by the Cocteau Twins' Heavener Las Vegas. So I'm running a pretty classic dream pop pedal chain, analog chorus into a delay, and this is set to a digital delay with modulation, and then finally into a reverb pedal that is set to a kind of long room setting. All of these pedals are running in stereo. So this is just kind of an example of how you can take a pretty simple analog synth sound and really transform it with just a few pedals the way you would like a simple guitar sound or a simple bass sound. That sound is kind of a Kevin Shields' My Bloody Valentine inspired reverb into fuzz, heavy vibrato kind of sound. I'm using the aftertouch on the Prophet 6 routed to the frequency of both of the oscillators just to kind of play those pitch bends in. If your synthesizer doesn't have aftertouch that can be routed to the oscillators, you can always do it with a pitch wheel. But it is nice on a keyboard like the Prophet 6 to have the aftertouch routed because it's kind of like the vibrato arm on a Jazzmaster or a Jaguar. It does give you a really immediate tactile feel when you're playing it, and you're able to really interact with what the reverb and the distortion is giving you back. So I have the Prophet 6 running into the Empress Ecosystem, which is a delay. I have that set to an old tape setting to just give it a little bit of warble. And then that is going into the rooms, which is set to the digit setting at kind of a medium time. All of that is going into the alpha haunt from Old Blood Noise. One thing to keep in mind when you're running synthesizers through pedals, especially gain pedals, is that their volume is a lot higher than guitars. Your fuzzes, your overdrives, distortions, whatever, might not interact in exactly the way that you're expecting them to. So it's good to put something like a volume pedal or a compressor before your gain pedals, something with an output volume that you can control. I have the volume cranked all the way down on this reverb just because if I have it up too high, this fuzz just... wanted to have a sound that would be usable kind of in like a post-punk or like psych rock scenario, kind of a droney organ sound. When you're playing guitar, a lot of the time both of your hands are focused on playing the instrument. So getting down on the floor to tweak something, you kind of give up being able to like keep playing the song, right? So to be able to like manage to hold it down a little bit, but also like get into the freaky territory of knob turning, I think is cool. So for this sound, I'm running the Prophet 6 into the Plumes by Earthquaker Devices, just to add a little bit of dirt, the Empress Ecosystem delay, and then all of that is running into the Pyramids Flanger by Earthquaker Devices in stereo. I'm also using an expression pedal, along with tweaking the pedals with my hands and playing synth with the other hand. I do have my foot on an expression pedal controlling the cutoff frequency. Let's hear what they sound like. Again, I'm just using a pretty simple synth patch, 2 detuned oscillators, a saw and a square. I put the flanger after the delay. I think running everything into the flanger gives it this kind of broken tape machine thing that can be really cool. So that sound was just a bass sound. It's 2 detuned saws and the triangle wave sub-octave, a pretty high amount of resonance just to kind of pick out some of the lower harmonics. And then that is going into the Plumes Overdrive by Earthquaker Devices and the Boss CE2W. So sometimes with bass sounds on synth, when you get the amount of low end that you need by, playing with the filter, the low pass filter, you'll lose a little bit of the bite. And a good way to add that back in is just to have an overdrive pedal. This one is really good. It doesn't shave off too much of the low end. Sometimes overdrive pedals can really kill the low end on a synth, but this is pretty full frequency. A chorus pedal is also just a good way to thicken up a bass sound a little bit. A simple bass synth sound can get a little bit more interest from just 2 simple pedals that I think a lot of guitarists and bassists probably already have on their pedal board. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment with your favorite pedal to use with the synthesizer.